Hi, this is Manginoni, and welcome to an edition of The Good, the Bad, Disappointing, Forever Evil style. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because I'm not necessarily going to break it down as the good, the bad, and the disappointing, but I will say this. For the most part, this stack of comics is pretty much fills that void pretty nicely. Now, let's just start off with Forever Evil. Now, I will say this. I was pleasantly pleased overall with the presentation of this book. I thought the art was good. Johns really did what he needed to do in the sense of here's the situation of the world to catch everybody up to speed, and he ends it in with like a very, very powerful ending. So I was very much appreciated for that part of it. Now there are some parts to this book which I thought, did you forget things? Like for an example, you have Lex Luthor in a helicopter ride with Thomas Cord, who we're presuming is the father of Ted Cord. And he's basically saying, look, you're going to sign away your company or else some very bad things are going to happen to you and your family. Now, first of all, shouldn't Lex Luthor be in prison? I mean, he was just in prison at the end of Trinity Wars, and he's free. There's no explanation. The next thing you know, he's out on a helicopter, making a business deal, like nothing happened. I'm like, did you not read your own story? Because that's a little off there. Now, the second thing I thought was kind of odd was why is Nightwing carrying a supervillain going from rooftop to rooftop from Chicago to Gotham? I'm like, really? How many hours is that going to take you? Do you think maybe he might have gotten away in the meantime? Do you think maybe, how do you handle the bathroom break? Have you thought about a car? A motorcycle? Did Batman take away your car? Because you were bad or something like that. Maybe bad judgment call. Like dragging a supervillain from rooftop to rooftop might warrant Batman taking away your car. But really, that's really a stupid thing to do. Like, shouldn't you have maybe taken Zaz to Chicago police and let him be arraigned? You know, or are you going to take it above the law and then take him in from rooftop to rooftop from Chicago to Gotham? Because if you notice, he doesn't have a glider or anything like that. He just has rope, so he's like swinging like Spider-Man. I wonder how that works when it hits like suburbs where you don't have tall buildings, or maybe perhaps no buildings. Dude, does he walk? Hitchhike? I don't know. Does he ride on top of a truck? Anyways, now we're gonna have some spoiler parts here. Now, what we have here is what really surprised me was how the Crime Syndicate took down Nightwing, and it's not only did they take him down, but it's basically they did an unmasking, and they basically said, "This is who Nightwing is. Here's his driver's license. Here's all of his information, and we're gonna come for all of his friends and family. None of you are safe." And I thought that was definitely like a home run. That that was very, very well done, and I was very pleased to see that. Um, Killing Monocle right there was kind of like you didn't do anything really important with that other than you just killed a villain that nobody probably remembers except for one reader. And you should have, if you're going to do something like that, maybe kill somebody that we would have cared about. And no, I'm not going to really spoil the very end of this book, but I will say this. What Lex Luthor says is it's a very powerful thing what he said in that it's almost character defining, and you would probably never see him say something like that again until at least the next time Forever Evil comes around. But overall, I was very pleased with it, despite the fact I'm going, okay, there's some serious issues. Also, with Thomas Cord getting killed in this issue, it does lead to the possibility that Ted Kord, his son, might be coming as the Blue Beetle or another superhero. Now, they never mention Ted by name, but they do mention that Thomas has a son. So that's definitely a plus. Now, let's look at some of the rest of the stuff here. Now, there's a lot of issues here, so I'm really not going to cover everything in detail. But this is what I will say. For the most part, these are all origin issues. And they somehow tie into what's going on in the present-day universe. Like, for an example, we learn about Poison Ivy growing up as a child, and as she's walking through Gotham City, you see Darkseid as a farmer, Darkseid as a farmer, and he's a whiny bitch because the gods don't like him, and he kills them all. And that's how, he gains his power. And then they talk about how he can do dimensional jumping. We learn the Creeper is like a ninja. They really retconned Bizarro's origin. And, part of me is kind of conflicted with this one in particular. Because, I like the classic origin of Bizarro. He comes from another dimension where everything's backwards. But I guess you can say in today's environment, today's standards, that's really hokey. So this is all dealing with cloning. And so it fits like what we as a society, or we as readers, especially the newer readers, would expect. And we would actually believe a lot more. So, I mean, this one's like a hit and miss for me. But I can see where they're definitely planting the seed for later. We don't really get too much of an origin issue out of Two-Face. Rod seems to be a total badass when the Flash isn't around. We have an origin issue here. And the Joker is a weird one because it's kind of like an origin issue, and it talks about a monkey that he raised. And the thing that really kind of pissed me off is they did another retcon for the Joker, where they show him as a kid and how he had an abusive aunt. And part of me is like, I don't want to know that information. That's too much information, to know that the Joker came from an abusive family. I don't care. I like the mystery of the Joker being insane. Other than he falls in that vat of chemicals and he comes out like, as the clown prince of crime. That's all I need. I don't need to know psychology. This isn't. I'm not going to school for this. Desaad, that's another whiny bitch who's like, did Darkseid forget me? Maybe he thought I was running away from him, so I gotta hurry up and make my boom tube so I can go back to Apocalypse. Relic is another crybaby bitch who's like, well, there's all these colors, and all colors got to come from someplace, and what's going to happen when you use up all the energy? And so they discredit him and make a. I don't want to say make a fool out of him, but they basically lower his standing, call him a relic, and he decides to go kill the different colors. And that this is basically setting the stage for what's to come in Green Lantern. Nothing to do with this Forever Evil part. Let's see. I don't think there was. Did I miss anything? Nope. Other than Cyborg. Yeah, this one's also kind of redone too, tying into Brainiac more, and then the pre-Superman going to Earth as a baby. So I don't know. It's like some of these I think you're going to find as a hit and miss. Some they're as a whole I would say they're averagely they start off with either averagely written to good, but it's nothing that I would consider like holy crap, this is really good. If anything, you can kind of see where a lot of their allegiance lies. Like Poison Ivy's just like, I got my Gotham Garden. Desaad just wants his daddy. Joker, he's just walking around. Same thing walking around. We have Gorilla City. He was gonna help. Now he's not gonna help, and now he just wants to burn Gotham. You know, he's like a, you know, he flip of a coin, he changes his mind, like a little child. And so I don't know. I mean, that's this as in a nutshell. I really wish that it provided a little bit more information about how everything ties in together post that meeting with the super crime syndicate. And in some case, and there's those times I just like, I don't want your origin. Just tell me what the tell me what the state of the world is like. I don't care, because when they some of these cases they try to tie in the origin issue, they're tying it into the story, and they're trying to be clever. I don't want clever. I just want a good story, and that's it. You know, I don't care. I know some of you guys are probably gonna love these origin issues though, because you know it's like if you don't have the origin of like the ventriloquist, you might, you know, have an aneurysm or something. But anyways, if you wanted me to say what's the good, the bad, the disappointing, you know, Forever Evil would probably be a good. Finding out the Creeper was a ninja is a disappointment. And Relic was just bad. This is just bad. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video, like the Facebook link, Crunchyroll anime reviews, and I'll have more reviews later. So until next time.